Apologies for delay in, of course, bringing to you our Sports Splash as usual every day, talking about the world of sports and everything happening in the world of sports. I am your host, Uchenna Diana Onubogu, and today we'll be talking about what is happening around the world, and especially the most trending sports events that will be taking place very soon, talking about the 21st of December to the 18th of January, and that is AFCON. And Nigeria has just released the preliminary squad for the AFCON. But first of all, let us talk about what is going on right here in Nigeria, where we have the NFF, who has, of course, promised to actually improve sanctions and, of course, raise even stricter sanctions on the officiating problems in the MPFL. Now, of course, the Nigerian Football Federation, that is the NFF, has issued a very, very serious warning to referees and assistant referees across the country, vowing to impose very strict restrictions on any match official found responsible of course, disgraceful actions bringing the game to a disrupt. Now, of course, talking about the recently improved sanctions in the memo released by the NFF Refereeing Development Committee and signed by Mohammed Aminu, which is on behalf of the NFF president himself, Ibrahim Guzo. He actually made it clear that the federation has expressed concerns over the inconsistency in the officiating standards in the MPFL. And the memo also noted that while many match officials will continue to uphold fairness and adhere to the laws of the game, there are many more others who have engaged in a conduct that undermines the integrity of the refereeing and the sports body. Now, of course, talking about this particular new sanctions and, of course, restrictions, the officials will provide direct reports on the performance and behavior of referees and assistants, with findings expected to inform disciplinary actions where necessary. Now, of course, this means that there will be much more better officiating in the MPFL moving forward, and it starts this season. Yes, it doesn't just start next season or next year. It will be starting right now to make sure that the MPFL has a very, very credible, of course, judgment, talking about the games on the pitch and, of course, all the games that most officials have complained that the referees and the assistant referees do not listen to, of course, their complaints or even hand out a direct judgment. And, of course, still talking about that, it also said the referees and assistant referees have been warned that anyone who disregards these guidelines and acts in a manner that actually compromises the integrity of the MPFL framework and, of course, of the game, talking about football, will not only be dismissed from refereeing, but will also be handed over to security agencies for prosecution on charges relating to sabotage and match manipulation. And this is exactly what the memo stated, talking about the NFF trying to, of course, improve the framework of the MPFL. Now, still moving on, talking about the FIFA World Cup and, of course, the AFCON coming up. Now, FIFA has extended the deadline for African players to actually return for the AFCON 2025. Now, FIFA initially made it 8th of December, as the deadline for African players who play in Europe and, of course, all around the world to return for AFCON, talking about the African Cup of Nations 2025. But just recently, they have prolonged and extended that deadline, making it the 15th of December. Now, this has been met with a lot of backlash and criticism, especially from the African Federation, and also from many Africans who have said this is quite disrespectful for FIFA, noting that this is not the first time that Africa's players and the AFCON has been disrespected by bodies outside of Africa. Now, so far, FIFA has not changed their rules and their new deadline, making it to 8th of December. And talking about the 8th of December, a lot of countries and talking about African teams have complained, saying that this is a very, very, of course, sad development, noting that a lot of friendlies were supposed to be played from the 8th to the 15th, talking about players and teams that would want to indulge in friendly matches and warm-up matches before the AFCON eventually commences. Now, Nigeria was supposed to be playing against Egypt, yes, talking about the 14th of December, and it is very much likely that Victor Osimhen and Mohamed Salah might not feature in that match, as they are both withheld by their teams with this new deadline until at least the 15th and the 16th of December. Now, of course, this is a very, very big one and has already brought a lot of criticism to the FIFA, talking about the FIFA governing body, that is the largest football body in the world, and FIFA has also notified clubs that they may retain players until the African Cup of Nations until December 15th, and of course a lot of clubs are actually quite glad about that, knowing that there are still club fixtures that are still ongoing. Now, like I said, this is not the first time, and a lot of players are already complaining, saying it is actually the highest honor to actually represent your country. At the same time, FIFA has made it clear that until the 15th of December, most African players will not turn up for the African Cup of Nations warm-up exercise or friendly matches. Only players whose clubs are willing to let them go before the 15th of December will be here, right here in Africa and right there in Morocco to play and, of course, indulge in in friendly matches until the 21st of December when the AFCON eventually takes place. Now, still talking about FIFA, it is already clear that the FIFA Best Awards will be taking place tomorrow, yes, being the 5th of December. And it is also now noted that the host and, of course, the announcers and the participants in the FIFA World Cup draw will also taking place tomorrow has been announced. Yes, it is very clear that FIFA is quite, of course, clear and also ready for the FIFA 2026 World Cup. Now, still talking about the host for the event taking place tomorrow, it has been said that, of course, we have a draw assistant talking about quite notable names and celebrities that will be right there. We have Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq himself. We also have Tom Brady, who also plays in the NFL and quite, of course, a huge sports celebrity. And also Rio Ferdinand is also right there as one of the hosts for the FIFA World Cup final draw, where you get to see which country lands in which group. Now, talking about the rankings and, of course, their pots, we also have the draw as it will take place. The host countries are already in pot 1, and also alongside the highest ranked teams, they are in pot 1. Now, in pot 2, we have the 12 highest ranked teams coming up second place right there in pot 2. Now, also the next 12 highest ranked teams in pot 3, before we have the 6th highest ranked teams that are also coming from the playoff winners, and of course semi-finals. They will be in the last pot, talking about pot 4. Now, this also serves as the FIFA Best Awards ceremony night, where we get to see who has been nominated and who will be winning the FIFA Best Award. Now, talking about the male side, yes, for the female side and the male side, we have nominees from both sides. Now, for the male side, we have Mohamed Salah, who is right there as one of the nominees for the FIFA Best Awards. Kylian Mbappe also makes the cut from Real Madrid and France. And, of course, Ousmane Dembele, the recent winner of the 2025 Ballon d'Or, he's also right there. Achraf Hakimi, who is also the CAF 2025 Men's Best Player Award winner. Hakimi of Morocco is also right there and is also a nominee. Harry Kane also makes it to the cut. Nuno Mendes, Cole Palmer, Pedri, Rafinha of Brazil and Barcelona, Vitinha of Portugal, and of course also PSG. And last but not least, Lamine Yamal also making it into the final list of nominees for the FIFA Best Men's Award. Now, for the coaches, for the male side, we have of course, Arteta of Arsenal, who also makes it right there into the quarter. We also have Luis Enrique, Hansi Flick, Enzo Maresca of Chelsea, and of course, we have Roberto Martinez as well, and Arne Slot. All these are the coaches who have also been nominated for the best FIFA Men's Coach Award. And of course, tomorrow we get to see who eventually wins that. Now, for the female side, yes, we have also the female side. The FIFA Best Female Award winner so far has not been said. It's until tomorrow we get to know who wins. Now, one African has been standing out, talking about Chiwenga of Zambia. She is one of the Africans that made it into that list. There is no Nigerian in any of the final nominees for both the men and the female side, the male and the female side in the FIFA Best Awards, and we get to see who eventually goes through tomorrow. Yes, talking about the 5th of December, from 7 p.m. Nigerian time, it will be the FIFA draw and the FIFA Best Awards. Yes, now still moving on, talking about Nigeria's squad. Yes, Nigeria has finally released her preliminary list for the AFCON 2025. Yes, and for goalkeepers, we have Maduko Okoye, Amas Obasoge as usual. We have Francis Uzoho, and we have Ebenezer Hakot. He is the under-20 goalkeeper who went quite far in the tournament, and they also reached the World Cup, but they did not, of course, cross into the semi-final stage of the World Cup. We have Stanley Nwabali, who is currently #1 in the goalpost for Nigeria, and we have Adebayo Adeleye. Now, for defenders, we also have Felix Agus, Zaidu Sanusi, William Trust Ekong is also there. Oluwasemi Ajayi, we have Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Onyemechi, Chidozia Waziem, Calvin Bassi, Ola Aina, Igo Obu, and we have Ryan Aliebusu. We have Adeleke Adekunle and Emmanuel Michael. These are new additions who might likely make it into the final 24-man list. And of course, we also have midfielders, Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, Al Hassan Yusuf, Alex Iwobi doing quite well for Fulham right there. We have Fisayo Dele Bashiru, we have Rafael Onyadika, we have Christiantus Uche, Ebenezer Akinsumiro, we have Tochukwu Nadi, Usman Mohammed, Peter Agba, and Tom Dele Bashiru. Yes, 2 Dele Bashirus are actually featuring in this preliminary stage, and you are quite correct. They are quite related this time around. We have, for forwards, Ademola Lukman. He's right there. We have Victor Osimhen, Tolu Arokodare, Samuel Chukwueze, Moses Simon, Adams Akor, Chidare Ejuke, Olakule Olusegun, Sadiq Umar, Kelechi Iheanacho also makes it to this preliminary list. Taiwo Awoniyi, all the way from Nottingham Forest. Yes, he is also right here. Victor Boniface, Paul Onuachu, Terry Murphy, Nathan Taylor, Cyril Dessers, and we have Abdul Rashid Shihu also making it to the quarter. Rafiu Dorosimi. We have Ekesin Okorie, Chisom Oji, Philip Otele, and of course we also have Chibuikem Ikumesi, and last but not least Salim Fago. Now these are new additions to the team, and we are not sure yet who will make the final cut. That is up to the coach. Talking about Eric Chell, who has made this 55-man preliminary list of players that will likely feature in the AFCON 2025, starting from December 21st. Now, so far, this is the list of the 55 men. It has not been trimmed down yet, and it is up to Eric Chell to release his final squad for the AFCON. Now, other countries have also released theirs. I'm talking about Cameroon, who have also left out a very prominent name in, of course, none other than Andre Onana, who will not be playing for Cameroon right there. Now, like I said, Nigeria will be facing Egypt in a friendly on Sunday, the 14th of February. 14th of December, I beg your pardon, and we also have on Tuesday when they get to play their first match in the AFCON games, and that will be on Tuesday, 23rd of December, and they'll be facing Tanzania. They'll also be facing Tunisia on Saturday, the 27th, and finally they'll be facing Uganda in their last group game on, of course, the 30th of December, 2025. Now, talking about yesterday's matches, it is still Chukwueze who made it shine for Fulham, even though they lost to Man City. A 5-4 game thriller it was in the EPL. Now, of course, this is Eric Haaland's. This is, of course, Haaland's 100th goal for Man City, and for Chukwueze it is 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games so far. Now talking about that match that took place of course between Fulham and of course Man City. It was Smith Rowe who scored in the extra time of the first half for Fulham. Iwobi scored in the 57th minute, while Chukwueze scored 2 goals yesterday, yes, in the 72nd and 78th minute, while Haaland started the scoring in the 17th minute, and of course Tijani Reindeer scored in the 37th minute. An own goal came in from Fulham, from Berge, and of course that made it 5 in favor of Man City. Finally, in the 54th minute for Man City, Foden scored 2 goals also in the 48th and in the 44th minute for Man City. And now as it stands, Erling Haaland is one of the highest goal scorers, talking about his first this time around, 100 goals in the Premier League, and he has so far scored against every opponent he has played against in the Premier League. What a big feat it is for Erling Haaland. Now talking about matches that still took place yesterday, Arsenal maintained their lead at the top of the Premier League table with 2 goals, against Brentford, and of course it was Bukayo Saka who scored in the extra time of 90, and also Merino making it back-to-back goal scoring this time around for Arsenal. Mikel Merino scoring in the 11th minute before Saka rounded it up in the extra time, making it 2-0. Arsenal now have 5-point lead, yes, from the second place. Now we also have Brighton, who played 3-4 with, of course, with Aston Villa, who actually came from behind to actually make it 3-4, winning that away from home against Brighton. And of course, so we also have other matches that happened yesterday, talking about Chelsea losing to Leeds. Leeds United pulling a very surprise one against Chelsea, and it was 3-1 in favor of the Leeds United, who scored from the 6th minute of the game. Bijou scored in the 6th minute, while Tanaka scored in the 43rd minute, and finally it was Dominic Calvert-Lewin who rounded up in the 72nd minute. Pedro Neto pulled one back for Chelsea, and that was in the 50th minute, making it 3-1. Now Chelsea have lost 3 points this time around after playing the draw against Arsenal last week. Liverpool continue to trail in the Premier League, of course, with a 1-1 draw against Sunderland. Talby scoring in the 67th minute. Florent Wirtz tried to score a goal, and of course in the end it was registered as an own goal because of a deflection that led it into the keeper's net, and it was Mukiele who scored in the 81st minute instead of being registered in Florent Wirtz's name. And so far he continues to look for his first goal in the Liverpool shirt, talking about Florent Wirtz. Now in La Liga, we have Kylian Mbappe, who scored a wonderful goal yesterday against Atletico Bilbao in the 7th minute of the game. A very fantastic goal it was, quite a major shot. And of course, Kylian Mbappe making it, 3-0. That was the first goal of the match in the 7th minute, 3-0. And of course, Camavinga scored in the 42nd minute before Kylian Mbappe scored again in the 59th minute. A brace. It was for Kylian Mbappe, 3-0 for Real Madrid against Atletico Bilbao. Now, talking about matches that will be coming up today, yes, we have Manchester United, who will be playing their matches, who will be playing against West Ham today. Yes, talking about the match, it comes up by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. And still talking about who is where on the table. Arsenal still having 33 points and now have a 5-point advantage over Man City, who are taking second place. Aston Villa, they are third on the log with 27 points. And Chelsea, despite their loss against Leeds United, they are still third on the log with 24 points. And of course, Crystal Palace rounding up the top 5 with 23 points so far. Wolves remain at the bottom of the league with minus 22 goal difference and 2 points so far. Burnley, they have 10 points and they have a goal difference of minus 13. While West Ham, even though they will be playing against Manchester United today, they will still remain at the bottom of the league unless they do try to win their next 2 or 3 matches. And they have 11 points and a goal difference of minus 12. Like I said, Manchester United will be facing West Ham in Old Trafford by 9 p.m. tonight. If you're a Manchester United fan, you definitely want to watch that. And of course, let's see what your club and what Amorim has to do with his boys tonight. And with this, we come to the end of Sports Splash. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us again for more sports news updates from around the world. Bye for now. See you some other time.